Have you ever been to British Columbia? If you have, you might have seen the busy streets of Vancouver and the scenic views of mountains and lakes, and had lots of fun skiing. If you haven't, it's okay. British Columbia is a place worth visiting because of its history, culture, and nature. BC, short for British Columbia, is the westernmost province of Canada's 10 provinces. It is set between the Rocky Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Vancouver is where most British Columbians live. Half of all British Columbians live there, and Vancouver is Canada's most ethnically diverse cities. BC is one of the mildest regions in Canada. There are warm summers and relatively mild winters, but there are also heavy snowfalls that occur in the mountains. Because of its mild climate, BC has recreational activities that are endless, which you get to enjoy nearly all year long. BC is home to the highest diversity of First Nation societies in Canada, each with its own language, traditions, and history. Aboriginal cultures are increasingly accessible to visitors. You can also spot whales at Victoria coastlines, Telegraph Cove, and many other sites in BC. Before you visit, you should learn about its history, culture, physical geography, and nature to make your experience more enriching. The 1700s marked a period of European exploration and contact with indigenous groups in BC. British, Spanish, Russian, and American explorers began to visit the area. In 1774, Spanish ships visited the British Columbian coast, followed by British explorer James Cook, who was searching for the Northwest Passages. The gold rush began in 1857 after there was a discovery at Fraser River. Many gold seekers from California, Australia, and British and Canadian migrants worked at gold deposits. Tens of thousands of people were attracted to the interior of BC. The rush attracted ranchers, farmers, hotel operators, storekeepers, and civil servants who allowed for an ongoing settled society. The rush also left a well-established transportation and communications network. British Columbia experienced the first economic boom in the early 20th century. The main reason there was an economic boom in BC was that investors assumed that BC's raw resources would be able to compete in Atlantic countries' markets. A history must-see place is the Fort Steele Heritage Town. Located in Fort Steele, the town was its region's commercial, social, and administrative center during the gold rush. Today, this place is one of the most important attractions in British Columbia, with over 80,000 people visiting each year. Visitors can watch live performances and ride horse carriages. Also, there is a wide range of cultural activities you can experience in BC. Cultural activities in BC include annual rodeo events, logging festivals, salmon contests, and pioneer events related to outdoor industry and pursuits. Because of BC's mild climate, scenic beauty, and tax incentives, there was an attraction of national and international film productions and studios in which film and television production grew very quickly in the late 20th century. Also, many provincial parks and recreational areas in BC can provide you opportunities for outdoor activities. Winter sports like curling, ice skating, snowboarding, and skiing are popular. A culture must-see is the Maritime Museum of British Columbia in Victoria. It is among the most noteworthy cultural institutions in BC, where it engages people with the maritime culture and history of the Pacific Northwest. BC's relative location is at the west of Canada. It is bounded to the north by Yukon and Northwest Territories, to the east by Alberta, to the south by U.S. states Montana, Idaho, and Washington, and to the west by the Pacific Ocean and Alaska. British Columbia has a very diverse geography. Landscapes of BC include rocky coastlines, sandy beaches, forests, lakes, mountains, inland deserts, and grassy plains. Black bears, moose, and mule deer are the province's most widely distributed large wild mammals. BC's small puma population is the largest in any North American jurisdiction. A physical geography must-see place is Stanley Park, which allows visitors to enjoy scenic views of waters, mountains, and beaches, as well as local wildlife and natural and cultural landmarks. The park was one of the first areas to be explored in the city. Now that you know some information about British Columbia, are you more excited to go there? BC is indeed a province that is rich in culture and with great diversity of physical geography. There are more historical and cultural information for you to discover, and you should definitely go to BC's mountains and physical features to experience how it really is.